bears became very popular worldwide, and our population of bears seemed to be increasing, and certainly their tolerance of us was increasing. So our fishing program, through David's eyes, morphed into a bear viewing program that became amazing, and people come from all over the world and are amazed that they can get this close to brown bears who don't seem to be bothered at all by them. Of course, we're not in their food chain, and they have an abundance of food, and they have become very used to us over the years. And so we respect them, we watch their behavior, we don't approach if we pick up any signs of stress from the bear, and it's become a very successful program.
We always treat the bears as the free-ranging wild animals that they are, so necessary precautions are always taken, of course, in terms of recognizing the stress signs that bears might exhibit, so that if there's the proximity is getting too close, for example, the guides will know, when to retreat. And but the counterpart to that is actually seen instances where the bears can approach us. An example would be mothers with cubs. Sometimes will exhibit a behavior called caching, where they'll actually bring their cubs in close proximity to people because they intuitively know that the boars, which can impact and kill their cubs, are a little more shy and have less of a tolerance for their close distances to people. So it provides a safety net, so to speak, for their cubs while the mother can go on and graze some grass or catch fish or whatever. So that's a behavior, a very interesting one that we've actually seen demonstrated here in this local area.
The bears in this area are the coastal brown bear, Ursus arctos horribilis, which is also the same species and subspecies as the grizzly bear that's common to Yellowstone and Denali and the inland areas. So it's the same species and subspecies, but the coastal brown bear has evolved with its protein supply from the salmon and its abundance of food here to a much larger bear. And it's also a bear, due to the abundance of food, tolerates other bears closer to them than they would in the inland where there's less food. This is a very special strip of coast here, and the behaviors that we're able to witness here are unique to this area. I think a large part of this is due to the salmon, which is the lifeblood of Alaska, and it is the reason that these bears are so big. It is the reason that these bears tolerate other large mammals around them, i.e. other brown bears, and another reason why they would then tolerate humans around them as well. I think it's important that everyone understands that what we see here isn't what you necessarily see in other places in Alaska or other places in the world.
You know, I've caught more salmon today and yesterday and tomorrow than you would ever catch in 10 years at least in the UK.
Yeah, Alaska's a pretty special place for that, definitely.
It's extraordinary.
Yeah. Well, it's a good run too. You know, every year varies just a little bit, but last year and this year it's just been incredible. Just huge numbers of fish. And we got lots of chums that came in this year. Last year there wasn't a whole lot, so yeah. It's neat to see.
Do you appreciate it, how sort of special it is? Because you're kind of born into it.
Yeah, I was lucky. My parents bought this place the year I was born, so 36 years ago. And so I grew up right here. We actually set up our camp there the very first year we operated in 1983. There's not a year that goes by I don't feel pretty lucky. So the bears and the fishing, and I travel a lot, and it's still my favorite place.
One out. And I'm not untypical. When I said to friends of mine, I'm going fishing in Alaska, great, lots of salmon. And I said, there'll be lots of bears around. They went, you must be crazy. And when I left England, only a few days ago, I was really frightened of bears.
Yeah.
And yet, within, I was going to say 24 hours, probably 12 hours of being here, I'm standing within 6 foot of a great big bear.
Yeah.
And not feeling frightened.
Yeah. It's a pretty unique area because the bears that we see here, we've been here for so long that the bears have gotten used to people. And as long as everybody's doing the same thing, if people are consistent around the bears know what to expect. And so this kind of fear-based relationship that you'll see in a lot of places or a lot of people might have, it doesn't happen here because the bears know what to expect, the people know what to expect, and as long as everybody's doing the same thing, the bears will do whatever they want to do, and it's usually whatever food source that they're going after at the time. So if you're standing here and a bear wants to go there, it'll just go right there.
And we just back off a few places
exactly
and let them do it.
Yeah. There's a lot.
It takes a real, reprocessing of your brain to actually think like that and do that.
Absolutely. It's interesting. Alaskans are often have this idea. The old school Alaskan mentality was that bears were dangerous.
Yeah.
And they would come into the yard and the people would get their gun and shoot in the air, and they were nervous about it. But we've learned ourselves over the last 30 years that that the bears they don't really care about us that much, and as long as they're not being harassed or food conditioned, that they'll just do what bears do.